and gentlemen, welcome to week 4 of the Endeavour Pokemon League. Now, as you guys know, as what happened in week 3, in the video I posted, on Saturday, it isn't going to come out mainly because of how embarrassed I am and the fact that I don't have the time. I just didn't have the ability to get anyone to record the footage. So I just kind of explained what happened. For those that want to catch that video, the link to that will be in the description down below. But with that being said, guys, we are here with week 4. Now, our original opponent was supposed to be Snooze VGC, aka Preston Clark. Unfortunately, due to circumstances that have happened in his life that are uncontrollable, he's had to leave. There was a lot of bad things that happened in his life. So unfortunately, he is going to be leaving for the foreseeable future. I do hope that he comes back to the league. He's a really cool guy, really good guy, really good player. But Marcos, the runner and the owner of the league, is going to be stepping into him, and that's who we're battling this week. So for those who were wondering if we were going to be battling, we are. And the layout's not out today just because we're playing on Showdown and you guys can see everything. The mons that we had this week, Sharpedo was the one I chose because I personally really thought that it was going to provide a really, how would I put it, like a really good, interesting, how do I put it? It gives me a lot of really cool tech options that I really liked. The mons that we had this week were Sharpedo, Guzzlord, Kling, Silvally, Garbodor, Tauros, Xatu, Avalugg, Arbok, and Butterfree. So I chose a Sharpedo again because, as I said before, I really like what it has. The set I'm personally running is Crunch, Waterfall, Destiny Bond, and Protect. Because one, obviously, before Sharpedo Mega evolves, it gets Speed Boost, which helps it boost its speed, obviously. Destiny Bond is really cool because if your opponent knocks you out, you take that Pokemon down with you, and so it can lead to a lot of really cool things. I have enough speed on my Sharpedo to outspeed Komodo before it goes to the Clanger Soul Blaze, which is really key. I ran into Komodo and then realized that at +1, I wasn't going to outspeed it. I was going to, in regular form at least, I was going to just underspeed. So I figured, you know what, let's give that extra point and outspeed Komodo because it is a big threat. And then when it tries to attack my Sharpedo, it's going to be in a lot of trouble. We're running the same Tapu Lele as the first 3 weeks? No, the first 2 weeks. We're running a Fightinium Z Virizion with Leaf Blade Close Combat, Stone Edge, and Protect. Standard AV Incineroar, a Psychic Seed Drifblim with enough speed to outspeed Ludicolo and Swampert that are Modest and Adamant respectively. Shadow Ball, Hidden Tech I'll get into in the battle, in the games, Thief and Tailwind, and then a Gastrodon, Clear Smog, Earth Power, Recover, Protect. I know a lot of Gastrodons don't run Protect. I'm a huge fan of running Protect on Gastrodon because it leads to a whole bunch of really interesting scenarios where, like, say that Tapu Bula that you see on Marcos' side is there, and then all of a sudden, BAM! It's not going to be able to get off a big wood hammer into the face, or a horn leech into the face of my Gastrodon, and I'm then just able to, with my let's say with my Incineroar, go for the Flare Blitz into that slot. But looking at Marcos' team, I see Garbodor, and I'm like, all right, I know what to expect from Garbodor. Gunk Shot, Drain Punch, potential Seed Bomb because he's got a Tapu Bulu there, so that's gonna basically get a stab boost. and then possibly Protect. I was kind of expecting maybe a Z move on it, because I mean, like, you want to get off like a big hit, and especially with, you know, someone like a Z Drain Punch could get the KO onto a Incineroar, maybe even the Sharpedo. I was just expecting like Sash, Pelipper, Mega Pert, something like a Life Orb or a Psychium Lele, Ghostium Aegislash, potentially maybe even something like a Weakness Policy variant, and then I was expecting something like maybe Bulk Up Bulu, because I know Marcos loves Bulk Up Bulu. But in this situation here, as I really don't remember because we're playing on Showdown and not on on 3DS, let's just get right into it and see what happens. So I decided that I want to lead Tapu Lele Drifblim. The big reason why I decided this is that, one, it's a really good matchup versus his entire team. And like, we're talking the entire team here, folks. So the reason is that, again, as per most videos, I have coffee with me, so I'm going to take a quick sip. My Drifblim has Will-O-Wisp. So what this basically means for me is that I can get off a burn to that Garbodor, and or even get up a Tailwind, right? Like, my Lele's not that fast. It's 228 speed. That's simply just to outspeed what's it called? Adamant Landorus, right? So knowing that, even getting the Tailwind isn't a bad play, or I can just straight Shadow Ball into that Tapu Lele. But what I think is the best play here, because honestly, my Tapu Lele going for a Psychic into Garbodor is just too obvious, but I still think it's the best play to go with. And he's gonna switch out into his Aegislash as I get at the Tailwind, and he Shadow Balls, and this doesn't KO me. Now this kind of was a little bit interesting to me, and I'll show you the calc when we get there, but Shadow Ball doesn't KO, and that's really good for me. But that Psychic in the terrain does 35, does at least 35%, and I go down to Life Orb, which is kind of good and bad for me, but I get to bring up my Incineroar. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the knockoff into the Tapu Bulu and go for a Shadow Ball. Yeah. It's going to do a decent amount to Garbodor, and I'm going to crit knockoff. Doesn't matter, because I knock off the Choice Scarf, and that really, really worried me, because, like, looking at... because thinking about it, like, that Tapu Bulu being Choice Scarf really hurts me, because now that Bulu isn't like intimidated, if he goes for a Scarf superpower, this could KO my Incineroar. But knocking it off is really, really good, because as you guys could clearly see, as I'm really, really bad at pausing things, I burn the Garbodor and I go for the Flare Blitz and I get another crit. The crit really didn't matter, obviously, because I'm going to hit it for super effective, as he goes for a Drain Punch, gets some HP back, but takes Life Orb damage. And this is crucial for me to notice, because knowing that's really, really good. As he's going to bring out Aegislash, I just go for another Shadow Ball. I don't get a Spit After up there, but I go for the Flare Blitz. I lose my attack, but he is going to miss a Gunk Shot. It wouldn't have done too much anyways, I think about 20%. As here, a Shadow Ball into the Aegislash does a lot. He misses another Gunk Shot, unfortunately for him, and he just goes for the Ghostium Z. Now, again, it wouldn't have KO'd my Incineroar to begin with. It would have done a lot of damage, but it wouldn't have gotten the KO. And seeing that my Incineroar outsped the Aegislash, I was very surprised at that, because usually you see a lot of like Trick Room Aegislash. And so seeing that that one being a little bit speedier kind of worried me, just thinking about like going into game 2. As now I get to bring up my Shark and he brings out Tapu Lele, and I protect here so I don't take a Moonblast. Incineroar takes a lot of damage from that, and it doesn't go down to this Drain Punch, thankfully. And I'm going to go for the knockoff and knock off the Choice Specs. And I was really surprised that it didn't KO my Tapu Lele, but with the HP investment I have, I guess it may not have really mattered. But he's going to Drain Punch the Sharpedo. It's not going to do, it does about half, but it is burnt. And then I am going to win this game because of Sharpedo. And this is just the absolute power behind Sharpedo here. Sharpedo legitimately is amazing. Like it's a really good Pokemon. It's something that you don't want to, like, because of the tech that it gets. You know, it gets Psychic Fang, so it's great versus Komodo. It's got Ice Fang, so it can hit stuff like Landorus as well, a lot harder. Right, you know, you got Waterfall to hit Incineroar really, really hard. And then Crunch, just with no bulk Lele, it just absolutely destroys it. It's amazing. But I think not bringing Sharpedo in this case, if I didn't bring it, I lost immediately because I had no way of really taking care of the Tapu Lele, aside from like Virizion, but it wasn't going to get the Oko unless it was a crit. But that was game number 1. And let's move into game number 2. Now, looking at matchup here, I think that Rain's going to be coming for sure, just because there's no reason for him not to bring it. But I was thinking, you know what? I don't know if he would. So I didn't bring Gastrodon here. I decided to bring the same 4 because I'm like, all right. He's not bringing Rain. And then I see, is this no, this isn't the game. Shoot, no, this isn't the game. Sorry, it's this one. It's this one. My bad. So we're just gonna play real quick and then switch sets. So this is where he leads Rain. Sorry, that was game 3 that you were about to see. But he brings out Rain, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for the burn, and I'm gonna taunt the Pelipper. This is to prevent the Tailwind from going up, and it puts me in a really, really solid position. So I protect here, thinking that, you know, maybe he wants to go for an attack in a Tapu Lele again, but he doesn't, and that kind of hurts me, because now he's going to go to Swampert. I am going to Shadow Ball it, get a Spadef drop, which really in this case doesn't matter, and this Pelipper is stashed, so it really hurts me from there, and he's going to Hurricane and KO my Drift Blow. Now this is really, really bad for me. The reason why it's so bad is because if I had doubled up into the Pelipper slot, I'm in a very, very commanding position, because not only does that mean that his source of rain is gone, it also means that his Tailwinder is gone, so Swampert's pretty much a sitting duck at this point. Knowing that I can basically switch around, you know, I could have gotten a burn on that Swampert given the opportunity. It would have been amazing. But I'm going to go to my Sharpedo now. He's going to bring out his Aegislash and Mega Evolve. So I protect here. I definitely think I should have doubled. Because at +1, I don't think I would speed, but I'm still relatively fast. And he's going to switch up to his Tapu Lele here. He's going to King Shield it. I just go for the Waterfall into the Tapu Lele slot. And Knockoff is going to lower my attack. And at this point, I'm pretty much having to go off the, like, you know, this Swampert's going to KO me with Stomping Tantrum. And it doesn't. And I was so very annoyed, because if that KO'd, I definitely think I could have potentially won. But unfortunately I don't. I think I could have played game. I definitely think I could have played game 2 a lot better. You know, and I really, and this isn't just me calling out the analysts or whatever, but I don't want you, like, I want to just address why I didn't go for that double up into Pelipper, into the Pelipper this turn, because it really, it honestly, I don't think would have made it. I didn't think it would have made it as big of a difference, just knowing the set of plays he was going with, because, like, realistically, in my head, I'm going, okay, like, even if it is sashed, he's gonna have to attack me. And knowing the hurricane damage from before, I wasn't entirely sure if it, for some reason, would have KO'd. I also wasn't sure if he was gonna potentially switch Pelipper out in that turn to potentially save the rain for Mega Swampert. So I just want to make that entirely clear. It's not a bad play for me to not double up into Pelipper, but at the same time, I thought that keeping Lele in for Marcos to sack it, I thought just made the absolute most sense, since he then gets the Swampert in and has Pelipper alive, and is able to then switch into his Aegislash. But nonetheless, let's move on to game number 3. Now this game, I'm like, rain's not coming. Rain's not coming. There's no reason for rain to come this game. So I take it upon myself to pretty much go, you know what? You know what's happening? Yeah, that's right. You know what's happening. We're bringing Gastrodon just in case. I toyed with bringing Virizion. I really did, but I thought, you know what? I don't need it. Sharpedo is still really, really good in this matchup, and let's get into it. So I lead Tapu Lele Drifblim. Again, it's the best lead I have, and he's going to bring out Aegislash Tapu Lele. Now, this was a situation that I feared. Like, I legitimately feared this situation because Aegislash is out in the field. I'm going to my head, I'm like, okay, what play do I go for? And I'm like, you know what? You know what's going to happen? He switches out to Tapu Bulu. I'm like, alrighty. You know what? I'm going to go for the Tailwind. I'm going to Moonblast that Tapu Bulu. My Tapu Lele's going to be faster. And this bitch of an Aegislash is going to go for the never-ending nightmare. And just OHKO my Drifblim. And I'm like, alright, this is perfect for me. This actually works really, really well. So I get to go to my Gastrodon now. And he switches out into his Garbodor. And I'm like, boy, this is clean as fuck. Because I Moonblast the Garbodor. Special attack drop, doesn't matter. I Earth Power into Aegislash. And I'm like, there's no way he doesn't protect. There's no way he protects here. I KO the Garbodor. He's going to KO my Lele. But at this point, I end up just going for the Earth Power into the Aegislash. And now it's just a Tapu Lele versus a Tapu Bulu. And I know Psychic Terrain is going to be up. So here I make the most godly of plays. I go for the Crunch into the Lele, which always KOs with my spread, and he just goes for the Wood Hammer, thinking that and he definitely thought that Crunch would KO. And I think Marcos just forgot that, and he forgot that, you know, Sharpedo gets Strong Jaw when it Mega Evolves. And I went for that play because, well, one, I needed to. Knowing that he was Specs and wouldn't have Protect was huge. And the fact that even if he attacked into my Sharpedo with something like with that Wood Hammer, for, like, let's just say, like, if he went for the Wood Hammer, I still would have won. And I think he kind of had, like, he didn't have to go for the Wood Hammer, I don't think. I think he could have easily just gone for the Horn Leech and won the game from there. But he was inevitably just banking on the fact that I wouldn't survive. So in that situation, was it necessarily a bad play? Not at all. And I want everyone to know that straight up. It's not a bad play for Marcos to do that, in case he thought that, oh, what? It killed? Okay. It is just those scenarios in which, like, you kind of have, like, you don't necessarily know the calc. You just kind of have to go with it. But that is week 4 in the books. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed. This was a very fun week for me. This wasn't a 2-0 versus Marcos this time. This was a 2-1 that wasn't full of hacks. And I just want to say, again, the gunk shot misses really don't matter in the long run. I mean, if they hit, they hit, but they aren't going to do very much. Because again, that Garbodor is burnt, and even then a Drain Punch would have done significantly more in the long run as well. So whether or not I, you know, miss the gunk shots, it's not a big deal. It's just that obviously hitting them for him would have been better for him. He could have gotten poison, but and still in that position though, it really doesn't matter. So again, guys, apologies for no layout. I just didn't want to make one because GIMP, the software I use to like make my layouts, you know, make my thumbnails, it just got an update. I haven't used it, but from what I've heard, it's more like Photoshop, which is really, really cool for someone like me who loves making stuff like this just for the fun of it. So Hope you guys enjoyed this EPL Week 4 video. If you did, please leave a like on the video, as it does help the channel grow. If for those who missed it, I did a live stream on Wednesday of last week. I do want to continue those. I'm trying to figure out some days in which I will be streaming. I am finally going back to work after a long hiatus due to a medical leave. So if you guys, I will be, trying to make a schedule for certain things to be coming out. Next week we are playing. I don't actually know who we're playing next week. It's week 5 next week, and we are playing. We're playing Lance, who is also known as 7th Gen Battle Spot, so catch it there. And I guess I can, leave you guys with the mods for next week, which are Wailord, Mr. Mime, Conkeldurr, Castform, Glaceon, Girafarig, Fearow, Dustox, Moltres, and Alolan Dugtrio. So with that being said, guys, once again, hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you all next time.